The British actor who is stealing all our hearts with her vastly unique choice of roles is Miss Emily Blunt. From bringing the iconic Mary Poppins back to life to turning down two major superheroes in the Marvel films, Blunt is unpredictable. She struggled with a stutter when young, only to grow up and be nominated for countless awards and even shape John Krasinski's career. Let's dive inside the evolution of this unforgettable movie star. Emily Blunt started off her career in ways most actors would dream of, starring opposite Dame Judi Dench on stage in Sir Peter Hall's The Royal Family. We know, you're gasping already. The British mother, wife, and stellar actor has graced our screens in such a range of characters, it makes us wonder what she can't do. The evolution of Emily's career is one to emulate for any artist seeking not to be stuck in a box. But first, Emily had a major hurdle to jump prior to landing this lead opposite one of the greatest actresses of our century. Emily Olivia Leo Blunt was born on February 23, 1983, and grew up with a speech impediment. This impediment would actually lead her to being the world-renowned actress that she is today. Emily had a stutter. In 2008, she spoke to W Magazine and said, "I was a smart kid and had a lot to say, but I just couldn't say it." Emily's parents took her to speech coaches and relaxation coaches, but nothing worked. The frustration built up, and finally, a teacher at school suggested that Emily try speaking in an accent in their school play. She was open to trying anything and took on the challenge. Emily says, "I distanced myself from me through this character, and it was so freeing that my stuttering stopped when I was on stage." And thus, a young star, speech impediment-free, was born. Blunt attended a prestigious art school as a teen called Hurtwood House in Dorking, Surrey, which is where she was discovered by and signed to an agent. It was clear that Emily had an inherent talent for acting. In 2018, her husband spoke to Vanity Fair about his wife, saying, "The air changes in the room when she starts doing what she does. It's so honest and so pure and so powerful. It's like a superpower that she can just unlock and do so specifically with not many attempts." Perhaps it was her early beginnings in London, England theater that perfected her skills to what they are today. As mentioned, Emily's first role was opposite Judi Dench in 2001, which received critical acclaim. Evening Standard named Emily Best Newcomer for her very first play. But that wouldn't be the only accolade Blunt would see. This was only the tip of the iceberg for her career. Emily continued to land juicy roles on the London stage since her debut alongside Dame Dench. In 2002, she brought the lovesick Juliet to life in Romeo and Juliet at the Chichester Festival Theatre. The year following, 2003, Emily made her screen debut in British television. The British drama Warrior Queen, also known as Boudica in the UK, as well as Henry VIII, both aired in 2003. But it was the 2004 independent drama My Summer of Love that began to get Blunt noticed more. The film was critically acclaimed, but also was overshadowed by Hollywood blockbusters. Still, Emily's raw performance stood out, along with her co-star Natalie Press. Emily was nominated for Best Promising Newcomer at both the British Independent Film Awards and the London Critics' Circle Film Awards. Emily continuously booked roles in Britain. After filming the British miniseries Empire, Emily landed a coveted role opposite Bill Nye and Miranda Richardson in Gideon's Daughter. Emily played the troubled daughter of Nye's character, and when the film premiered at the Hamptons Film Festival in 2005, it was a hit. It was this film that brought Emily across the pond and put her on the map as an actor in America. Blunt took home the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress for her portrayal of Natasha in Gideon's Daughter. To put it bluntly, pun intended, she was destined to do great things. No one knew she would be the future woman to bring our beloved Mary Poppins back to life. In 2006, Blunt once again took on a highly coveted role alongside Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway in, can you guess? Yup, The Devil Wears Prada. Emily played the tart assistant, also named Emily, to Miranda Priestly, played by Streep. The film did well both critically and at the box office. However, for their roles, Hathaway and Blunt had to apparently follow a strict diet, which Hathaway later shared made them cry. In an interview with Vogue, Blunt revealed that her favorite scene from the film was when her character was sick. She also revealed that her husband, John Krasinski, has seen The Devil Wears Prada, quote, solid 23 times. Well, so have we. So don't worry, we're not judging John. Her supporting role in the film garnered her a ton of praise. She was nominated for both a Golden Globe and BAFTA for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Hathaway and Blunt co-presented an award together at the Oscars that year. Emily was in the big leagues now. Following the success of the New York fashionista blockbuster, Emily took on a variety of powerful roles that would solidify herself as a top-tier actor in the industry. Blunt didn't shy away from anything. 2007 was a big year following the Prada year, as we'll call it. Emily was cast in 4 feature films: the romance drama called The Jane Austen Book Club, the historical dramedy Charlie Wilson's War, the comedy Dan in Real Life with Steve Carell, and the thriller Wind Chill. Next was 2008, and it would prove to be just as important as the years prior. Emily starred opposite Amy Adams in the indie crime scene cleanup business film Sunshine Cleaning, which appeared at the Sundance Film Festival. Both Blunt and Adams received rave reviews for their performances. A couple more years went by, and Emily continued to show the world her extreme talent. Most notably, she played Queen Victoria in the independent drama The Young Victoria, directed by acclaimed Jean-Marc Vallée. But it was in 2010 that her life would change forever when she met The Office star John Krasinski. Blunt says it's embarrassing how soon she knew he was the one. The two married only 10 months after meeting. Emily went on to take on more roles that would land her more nominations and award wins, from The Adjustment Bureau, Salmon Fishing in Yemen, and Your Sister's Sister in 2011, to starring opposite Jason Segel and Chris Pratt in the comedy The 5-Year Engagement, and the sci-fi action Looper, alongside Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Nothing was stopping Blunt for Blunt. Still, Emily was relatively able to fly under the radar from tabloids compared to some of her fellow actors. The most gossip Emily gets is about her work and her adorable relationship with John. In 2014, Emily was cast in Edge of Tomorrow opposite one of this century's biggest movie stars, Tom Cruise. For the role, Emily had to learn Krav Maga martial arts, which she told Vogue was one of the hardest things she's had to do for a role. Next in 2014 was the musical Into the Woods, which was just heaped full of celebrity power. Emily played the baker's wife and wowed us all with her vocals. But that's not all. Emily was also offered a record deal while she was a teen. In 2013, Blunt told British GQ that it was just pop, but the real reason she turned down the deal was because she wanted to be an actress. She said, "The night before we were about to sign a deal, I just knew it wasn't right and it wasn't what I wanted to do, and I very unprofessionally pulled out at the last minute and upset everyone. I felt I wouldn't be taken seriously as an actress if I was up on a stage bumping and grinding." Can you even imagine Blunt as an Ariana Grande or Britney Spears? But Blunt's so good at what she does, she could probably act like a pop star pretty easily. Emily was nominated for another Golden Globe for her performance in Into the Woods and got to work with her co-star from The Devil Wears Prada again, the great Meryl Streep. Blunt took on a more serious role than the comedy she'd been doing in Sicario, directed by Denis Villeneuve. Emily took on the role of an FBI agent to aid in the escalating war against drugs at the border area between the U.S. and Mexico. The film was selected to compete for the renowned Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. We saw a completely different side of Blunt in this role, and another side in The Huntsman Winter War, where Blunt played Queen Freya in one of the most beautiful costumes. A fun, rather victorious role for Blunt that came with large gowns and cool headpieces, not to mention blonde hair. Next was The Girl on the Train, which was adapted from the book of the same name, where Emily played an alcoholic and received yet another nod from BAFTA for Best Leading Actress. Since 2015, Emily had begun to take on more dramatic roles and even turned down some major offers from Marvel. That's right, the Marvel. Emily actually won the role of Black Widow over Scarlett Johansson, but then turned the role down later on. Apparently, turning down Iron Man 2 was because of scheduling issues. Blunt seemingly took a break from having her face on screen in 2017, but when 2018 came around, we knew it was her time. Her husband cast her alongside him in A Quiet Place, which he also directed. Try not getting chills from her performance. John even credits his wife to why he directed it. He told Independent, "She knew it was a huge opportunity for me, and in the madness, she just let me be myself. I honestly feel I wouldn't have this career if I hadn't met her, because she's taught me so much about how to go about the business." Now, for the final making of an unforgettable Hollywood movie star, recreating an iconic role to be their own. And that role for Blunt was stepping into the shoes of the great Julie Andrews and embodying Mary Poppins in Mary Poppins Returns. The original film was made in 1968, and now Blunt brings the character back to life, and we can't imagine it without her. The director, Rob Marshall, said it was him and Emily, or else he walked. Marshall worked with Blunt on Into the Woods and said, "For me, there was no one else but Emily." The lady, who we can't get to know through social media, doesn't have too many secrets because she's the new controversy-less movie star. Emily Blunt, ladies and gentlemen. The British actor taking over our hearts and our screens is more or less just like us.
Would have hoped I taught you better.
Do you think it's obvious that Blunt is around to grace our screens for years to come? What role would you like to see the chameleon actress play next? Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for tuning in to us here at TheTalko.